Let's talk a little bit about what we've seen in the markets. And inflation has been a big key. It's been something we've been talking about because it matters, about whether the Fed is going to start tapering sooner rather than later. And we have been watching commodity prices skyrocket. Yesterday, though, there was a little bit of a turn. Corn prices, the corn futures came back down. They were down by 6% yesterday, which is a big drop. We're still talking about some big gains over a year ago. But you think this is a turning point at this point? Not just for that. We saw wheat down yesterday. We saw soybeans down yesterday.
I don't know if this is the turning point. I do think there will be a turning point. I'm in the temporary blip camp. I mean, nothing is really changed in the most developed economies. You know, there's aging populations, there's lots and lots of debt, and there's incredibly efficient new technologies. All of those are deflationary. So I don't know. Perhaps I'm optimistic, or I'm missing something obvious, but I think these worries are a little bit overblown.
What makes you think it's overblown, just from the perspective that things are getting hot, people are pointing to this and saying that this could be some serious issues that come? Why do you think the temporary camp? But just because of what's happened, because we've come back? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's just a bit of stating the obvious, but, you know, the world kind of stopped in March of last year, and it really hasn't come back online, but for the countries that have done a really great job with vaccine distribution, you know, U.S., U.K., Israel. Your viewers are familiar with these stories, but Western Europe is essentially still stopped, certainly in emerging market economies. I think 5% of adults in India have received one dose of the vaccine. And so you're going to see a wall of money over the next kind of rolling 12 months that's unleashed in the economy. That's going to have inflationary pressures, but these kind of big macro deflationary pressures still exist. So I think it's something to keep an eye on. You don't want to be wrong. It's one of those where if all of a sudden we had runaway inflation, and we were wrong, taking a complacent view, that's not a black swan, because you can kind of see it coming, but it's a mega risk. So I'm not Pollyannish, I'm not overlooking it. I'm just saying the likely case for me is this a temporary blip as we reopen, and then we see kind of these big inflationary numbers that really started a month and a half ago start to subside.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.